Hello, Sports Alert Nation. I'm your host, Dylan from the Sports Alert family. Today, we developed into the news about the future of women's basketball, the recent trade rumors in the NFL, and PSG's amazing win in the Champions League. But now, we will be discussing the life of an ex-NRL player after his career in the league. In a few moments, we're going to have former rugby league player for the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Roosters, Ian Rubin, on air. Ian's currently living a peaceful life overseas in Kyrgyzstan with his lovely wife and beautiful daughter, Sienna. Hi Ian, how are you going today?
I'm good, thank you, Dylan.
So today I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about your NRL career and life after it. So in your own experience, how would you rate your life after the NRL and your career after it ended?
I think my career was a good career. We went for a long time, and after it ended, I I joined the workforce, and had a family, and I think it's not bad.
Yeah, I understand. So just the next question. For you financially, did you see a big shift once your career stopped, or was it staying the same?
Personally speaking, not really, because as I played, I invested every year in property, or I even bought a pub at the time. So when I finished, my income really didn't change. But there is a lot of players that it does affect, because it's only a short time you're a professional career, and if you haven't got an education or you haven't got a business, you soon find out that that money doesn't last long.
Yeah, definitely. So, next question. What would be the hardest thing about being a professional player? Like, was it the training, strict food plans, etc.? What was the hardest thing?
Oh well, yeah. Like the training, the playing was enjoyable, but it's all the other things that go with it. Like when other people are going to weddings and parties, you can't go because you've got to play the next day, or you got to play that day, and you miss a lot of social events. And during the week there might be social events, and you've got to go there, but you can't have a drink, or because you've got training in the next day. A lot of things along the way that other people don't. So there is a lot of sacrifices.
So it's kind of strict, I guess, when it came to that kind of stuff. So
it's very strict, because you're strict on yourself, because it's a team sport, and you don't want to let your friend down. So you want to be at your best, and you want to give the team every opportunity to win.
Yeah, for sure. So, what made you want to first start playing professional football? Did anyone have a specific role in making your decision?
Well, actually, I used to play rugby league when I was a kid, and I used to get headaches, and my parents stopped me from playing. So I can't remember exactly what age I stopped, and I took up tennis, and I played tennis because my parents wouldn't allow me to play rugby. So when I went to Randwick Boys High, they played rugby union, and all my friends were playing rugby union, and there I was playing tennis. So it was like a peer group pressure. So I joined the side, and I played, and I wasn't bad. And from there I went to Randwick Colts, and then Newtown saw me, and they asked me to play, and they were semi-professional. So I joined Newtown, and from Newtown South, we won the grand final, Newtown grand final, and South Alan Jones offered me a contract for I think a year or 2 years, and that's how I started playing professionally in rugby league. So it wasn't a conscious effort. It just happened.
So, last question. What would you consider yourself, and how would you consider yourself, like, as a family man? How has that aspect changed you?
Well, it's probably hasn't changed me, but it probably makes me like a more involved person, because now my sporting career is finished, and a lot of time. I've got a lot of time on my hands, and with my family, well, they take up that time, and hopefully my daughter grows up and she'll be a good athlete, or whatever she chooses to do, and I'll support her. And that takes up most of my time now as a family man. So.
Well, that's all the questions for today, Ian. I'd just like to thank you for coming on the show and talking. So yeah, thank you very much.
Dylan, it was my pleasure.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the Sports Alert Nation, we'd all like to thank you for tuning into the show for this week's section. We'll be back for another episode next week. Please subscribe, share this podcast with most of your friends, and like it. I've been your host, Dylan, for now. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe. See you guys next time. Goodbye.